This is my troubleshooting video for the Speedy Stitcher. I was having a real problem and I could not for the life of me figure out what I was doing wrong, and it seemed that no one else was having this problem. So I did some experimenting using a piece of paper to sew on, and I figured out that part of it stemmed from the fact that I was using a finer thread and the number 4 needle instead of one of the bigger needles with the waxed cord. And I'm going to demonstrate what I was doing wrong. And I will use this one. So I'm not an experienced user of this, but get the first stitch going. Okay, putting that through, getting the I don't know where it is. There it is. Okay, so I've got the tag through, right? And then I was trying to see if this is really showing on the camera, doing my first stitch, pulling back, and I was erroneously threading it through this side rather than that little loop that comes open in the back. So, okay, if I do it this way, through the back one, then I get a good stitch, and what comes out this side is just a single strand. However, if I go back in and do this, I'm going to do this the wrong way. I pull it back, and you see how I get kind of a little loop on either side. Now, if you go to the one that's in the front, this is what you get. See that big mess? So it's really important that you thread your tag through the loop that comes out the back side. And I realized it's with this that you have a little more problem. This being the thinner thread, this is basically a heavy-duty regular polyester thread. So with this one, the regular cord, so with this, there's your extra, pull out, go through, you pull back. See, it's really obvious that the loop is the back loop. The front one doesn't seem to open up. See, it's just really obvious. So if you're using a lighter thread, make sure that you are not going through this one in the front, because on the lighter thread, they kind of open up simultaneously. Lousy stitching, but anyway. And if you do this, and you go through the wrong one, you kind of have to go backwards. So just when you're doing it, go through the loop that comes out the back of the needle. Like here's I'm calling this the front of the stitcher, and this the back of the stitcher, and that would be the back of the needle. The grooved part, where the thread runs through and then out there, is the front, and the loop when you're on the other side. This isn't going to work now. Well, maybe. Okay, so now it's coming very obviously in the back, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just kind of opens on both sides. And avoid the front. Okay.